Welcome to this week's edition of Engine Behind the Powers. Excuse me. And on this week, we are privileged to be hosting an internationally acclaimed lawyer, David Matsanga.
Yes.
Karibu.
Asante sana.
And now, first things first, I thought you were Kenyan.
I'm a global citizen.
You're a global citizen.
Yes.
Welcome to
Without
KBC.
boundaries.
Without boundaries.
Yes, but originally I was born in Uganda.
Yes.
Some 60 years past.
Okay.
I won't say the exact age so that I'm discriminated.
Yes.
But I just want to say about 6 decades ago.
Yes.
I was born in Uganda, in eastern part of Uganda. Mm-hmm. But I lived a bit in Tanzania during the war, 78, 79. Came back to Uganda in 1980 in government. We were overthrown. I left 1985, 27th of July, Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning. Whoa. Came to Kenya. Through Kenya, I went to United Kingdom. And since then, 1987 to date, I'm a citizen of the global world.
Indeed.
Yes.
Tell us a little about you growing up and being when did you decide perhaps you need to go the legal way? And by the way, you're also a lawyer, a journalist.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a my basic subjects, political science, international relations. I touched international law. I'm not actually a lawyer, but because of my study for international law,
yes,
where I met the monsters of ICC, ICJ, all those that actually look for Africans.
Yes.
I think in London, I met quite a number of other people, like Justice Osuji, who is the presiding judge of the ICC right now, the one who presided over Uhuru Kenyatta's case.
Yes.
Those are my fellow activists in the United Kingdom when we fought against Abacha to remove. I'm purely a Pan-African activist.
Yes.
I am not a Wamutata style. I'm pure a Pan-African activist. When you touch Africa, I come for you. When you touch anybody in Africa and you try to dismember Africa, I defend this continent. I defend it with all my energy. That's why I lost my job in the Sky News.
Yes.
I was a chief.
Tell us a little bit about the media.
Yes. When Zimbabwe got sanctions, I was working by then in the Foreign and the Commonwealth Office of United Kingdom as one of researchers for Robin Cook. I disagreed with Robin Cook on the question of demonizing Mugabe. You see, there's that African thing in me.
Yes.
And then I got a job in Sky News as the chief consultant for Sky News for the entire Africa. When you want to interview the presidents, some of the English people don't know where River Nile starts from and where it ends. They can't tell you it is in Cape Town. So I got the job and I became a consultant. I worked until these ICC cases came in Kenya. In fact, the ICC cases found me with a crew of 6 when the turmoil took place in Kenya in 2007, 2008. Exactly. We were here. 6 white people and 1 black man. We could be seen taking photographs of all the footage that you see. That's why I'm very confident of, and I took on Ocampo with a lot of confidence that he had not investigated these cases.
Exactly.
I was here.
Now that you've mentioned, tell us how you ended up in the ICC case where President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Deputy William Ruto were accused of fueling 2007-2008 post-election violence.
You know very well the ICC, the first case of ICC was in my country.
Okay.
Uganda.
Yes.
2005. I was in that court before Uhuru and Ruto. I was the first person in that court.
Okay.
Because I represented the Lord Resistance Army men who had been indicted, Konyi and the 4 others.
Yes.
And there was nobody. The AU, the EU, the United Nations asked me to be the representative. The Prime Minister of Britain, Gordon Brown, gave me permission to leave United Kingdom and become the peace negotiator in the Uganda peace talks.
Yes.
So we ended in 2005 Ocampo came to Uganda, selected the Luo community generals, and left Bantu. And I started making noise from 2005 that this case is not, this is fixed.
Yes.
Because both sides were using not water, or they were using bullets.
Yes.
If you are to take all of them, you take all of them like we have taken all of them in Yugoslavia.
Yes.
In Yugoslavia, we took Bosnians, we took Serbs,
Yes.
we took all kinds of people. Kosovo, they were all taken because they took part in a war. In our country, the ICC came, split us. It took the Luo men, who were the only Luos were indicted. The rest of the people were left.
Yes.
So I saw the problem and I started fighting it from 2005.
Yes.
It is not the Kenyan case.
Yes.
Some people think it is Kenyan case. No. When it came to Kenya, I came out again. People were fearing. They feared.
Yes.
You know, even the president here could fear Ocampo. But I did not fear Ocampo. I stood firm against Ocampo. I said, Rainbag, Ocampo, and the rest, you faked these things from Norfolk Hotel. I found you at night, midnight. You are faking them. Copy, paste, type, copy, and paste. There's no evidence. And I took my stand, I filed.
Yes.
You can go to the ICC and see how many applications I made.
Yes.
I'm one of the few Africans in sub-Saharan Africa who has made 21 applications against African cases,
yes.
Especially on Ruto and on Uhuru and the Ruto case.
Yes.
On Ruto case, Rule 68, I played a very pivotal role
Yes.
in the delegation when they were almost going to pass it.
Yes.
But I had to do it. I did my level best. I'm happy that they came the way they came.
And you also brokered a peace deal some years back in Uganda. Tell
Yes.
us a little about it.
The Uganda, the war that had taken 23 years,
Yes.
I finished it with my mouth by going daringly into the bush together with Dr. Riek Machar, Dr. Ruakana Rugunda, Salva Kiir. We went on under Chisano. We went on a helicopter, and I walked 40 miles inside the camp of Kony. For the first time I met him. I met Kony 12 times. I brokered that peace, although it finally did not work out. In that Americans came using the satellite system, thinking they would bomb and kill him. We had already signed the 5 agreements.
Yes.
That is accountability, one of them.
Yes.
Reconciliation, truth, forgiveness.
Yes.
That's why you see the peace in northern Uganda has grown. Plenty of it. We can die of poverty, but we cannot die of war anymore.
Yes.
And the President Museveni and I, for the first time, we shook hands since 1985, 86. We had never seen eye to eye. When he comes in Nairobi, I go to Mombasa. When he goes to Mombasa, I fly out.
Yes.
In London, the same. I used to do that. We never saw eye to eye until 2008. We saw eye to eye in Kampala. I traveled to Kampala. We shook hands. Those pictures are available. Anybody can check them, can see what we did. From there, we said, never again should we allow ICC in Africa to divide people. 2, never again should we allow war to come into our country. Northern Uganda can have poverty, but it cannot have war anymore.
Yes. And you're a major critic of the ICC.
Yes.
Have you ever perhaps come to a middle ground such that you can say there are some cases that ICC handled well and there are others which you are against them?
No, there is no case.
Yes.
The case of Bashir, which case is handled well. Bashir's case was $17 million. By the way, I'm an investigative journalist. I can find out where you bought your tie. That's the talent I have.
Yes.
I don't talk without facts.
Yes.
And when you see me talking, or maybe on the social media, I have facts. I have a network in Europe. We can find out what you have done.
Yes.
The Bashir case, for example, $17 million were paid to the chief prosecutor's personal assistant account. 17 million to indict Bashir. Not that the people did not die in Darfur. People died. But someone, an NGO in America, indicted Bashir, not ICC. The same to Gaddafi's son. I had to struggle for Said Gaddafi. You saw the letters I wrote to the Foreign and the Commonwealth Office, the British government, to the systems, intelligence systems of Britain, asking them, let's save Gaddafi. They saved one son. All of them have been killed. Save this one. Because the case is fictitious. Look, how do you indict Gaddafi and leave terrorists? The General Khalifa, Muftaq Khalifa, is a terrorist. He's the one who came to overthrow Gaddafi and other people. These were terrorists that Gaddafi was fighting against. And you can imagine now, see what is happening. What I talked, all of it, I'm vindicated.
Yes.
They did actually indict wrong people.
Yes.
And they left the real terrorists who have terrorized Libya up to today. The Sudan issue. Bashir case is very clear. It could not go any further than that. $17 million. Nobody could account how a personal assistant, a woman of about 56 years old, was she selling cocaine? Was she selling slaves in Bahamas?
Okay.
From Argentina, had that man on account. And when I applied that, the chief prosecutor said she doesn't want to touch Matsanga.
Okay.
Because Matsanga, if you bring him in this court, the court will collapse. Leave him alone. They never called me for any evidence. What they did was they resigned, all of them. 3 of them, the registrar, the IOM man, and the presiding judge. They have gone. So so many of these cases in Africa. Yes. Surely, things happen. For example, in the Kenyan case, people died.
Okay. Another thing, you are a journalist.
Yes.
Tell us a little about Africa World Media.
Africa World Media and is my organization that defended Zimbabwe. When Zimbabwe was given sanctions, yes, I disagreed with Tony Blair in the conference. I'm also a member of the Labour Party in the United Kingdom. As a member of the Labour Party, I represent Croydon Central in the delegates conference of the Labour Party. In fact, Mugabe's name is the one that spoiled I would have been the first African directly elected in the House of Commons had Mugabe's name not come in. But I chose to defend Mugabe because Mugabe gave land to his people. 4,000 commercial farmers. White cannot have the entire Zimbabwe and the rest of 14 million blacks walking on sharing land with leopards and lions. No, that is not what we call democracy. And I could not accept. I resigned from the Commonwealth Office with Robin Cook and I started opposing him from Africa World Media. I wrote a lot of documents. I think you can see them for yourself. Yes. Check them. And up to now, I have also followed that journalistic. I have a small online digital television that has almost about 18. We have now expanded with our satellite system. We beam it through Germany, Berlin. People see us and the people enjoy our topics on Pan-African issues. And as we defend Africa and as we even bring in more people, we talk about topical issues of East Africa, the integration of Africa. I am, in short, the man who has replaced the Nkrumah, Sekou Obote, Nyerere, NASA, Amir Kabura, Patrice Lumumba. Nobody, Samora Machel, not Mandela, I not yet, because Mandela's vision was different. Yes. He should have given the farms directly to the black people. Today you see time bomb in South Africa. The land is a time bomb in South Africa. Okay. Zimbabwe did it very well, and we are happy.
And this African World Media, some of the things you really advocated is a peace for Africa.
Yes.
Sometimes we find our cases perhaps ending up somewhere else. How can we consolidate the peace that we have in Africa to make sure that nobody or no country in Africa suffers from civil war? We have seen cases in our neighbors here, South Sudan.
Let me tell you, African Union is captured. And captured, I am one man who doesn't speak under the carpet. I speak it as it is. African Union is captured by France, the French. I've written 4 documents They are with the former presidents. They are working on them. And I succeeded in one man who was the chief of staff of the chairperson of African Union to be expelled from African Union. He was sacked from the job. He was the link man between France, the external intelligence system of France, and the African Union. Look at African Union today. There is war in Cameroon.
Yes.
Today you heard on the news, hundreds of thousands of people have died. What has African Union done? It is watching. There is war in Libya. Look at what has happened. We recognize the government in Tripoli. And guess what? We allowed a general, a rebel, to go and overthrow a government that we have recognized.
Okay.
Is that African Union? Look at South Sudan.
Yes.
And especially the neighbors. Yes. Riek and me, we are friends, but we disagree. I've told Riek, the only solution for South Sudan, and don't mince your words as journalists, as younger men and women in this world, the only way for South Sudan is to have a tribunal.
Okay.
Full stop. You cannot kill 384,000 people.
Yes.
Go unaccounted and tell me you are planning a political power structure.
Okay. Okay.
In a United Nations tribunal will hasten the peace process of South Sudan.
Yes.
That Riek will leave eating mutton in Khartoum and fly quickly to sign this and sit in Juba if you have a tribunal.
Okay.
People have to have a tribunal. There is no shortcut.
Yes.
IGAD has no money to manage this peace process.
Yes.
Let's put these people to the Security Council.
Now, in your advocacy and your African media, you must have a lot of challenges now that you always speak your mind.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you have encountered in your work? Yes.
Threats.
Yes.
But I'm a soldier. You haven't asked me about my background of a soldier. I'm a trained soldier.
Okay.
I don't work with bodyguards like people here. I work alone and guarded by God. I'm a soldier. I trained as a soldier, a rebel in 1979. I fought against Idi Amin, a younger man at the age of 17.
Yes.
I told you I will not tell my age because she is going to listen to my age.
Yes.
I don't want people to know my age, but it's over 60
Yes.
years. I knocking there, but do I look strong? I don't know, but I'm still about there. So I'm a soldier, and I don't take threats silently. I take them seriously. I look after myself. But when you are talking without mercenarism, I'm not a mercenary. For example, when I came here to discuss the ICC cases, people thought I was given huge money. You know, most Kenyans, first thing they ask is money. How much is this man being paid? There was nothing that I was being paid.
Yes.
To the extent that Wamatangi had to take my logbook. Senator Wamatangi, my logbook,
Yes.
and they gave me 400,000 of my car, which I had bought, to go on a flight to go, and at that time was the case of Ruto and the Sang. I had to fly into the Hague.
Yes.
Not money. Money will come.
Okay.
I have never, and I want to make this clear. Since President Uhuru Kenyatta and the deputy president came to power, none of them can tell you Matsanga came to our office.
Okay.
I've never.
Okay.
You can check upside down. I don't. I've never even asked. I have never even had tea with them.
Yes.
But some people would go and I helped you. No.
Yes.
If they feel that I did a job,
Yes.
and they can award me what it is.
Yes.
That's it. But
Okay.
I'm an African. I cannot allow a non-African
Yes.
be taken to court
Okay.
when it is not a right court.
What really inspires you, because you've done a lot of advocacy, you've done a lot of peace work, and also you're still running with the Africa media. What really inspires? What drives you?
Courage.
What pushes you?
Courage. Tools of analysis. One of the things that you younger men should do is go and study. You see, when you have gone to school, nobody can challenge you. Nobody. When I start talking in England, Wazungu, keep quiet.
Yes.
because I have tools of analysis of political science. I studied the subject up to the end. I can recite Karl Marx without looking for the book.
Okay.
I know your constitution here.
Yeah.
The Kenyan constitution, I can talk about it. Some lawyers waste time opening the books. You must always study. You must always be truthful. You must always not witch hunt anybody. Don't witch hunt.
Okay.
Say the truth. On Ocampo, I was right. I said he's a liar. You'll see his lies. They came to pass.
Okay. What do you do when you're not in your advocacy or your Africa media?
I dance.
You dance?
I'm a dancer. I like
Which
rumba.
music do you love?
Rumba.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to be a band leader. You never asked me a band leader during my days of senior secondary school.
Yes.
I was a band leader. In fact, I was nicknamed Veve because I could play guitar very well.
Okay.
But I'm a good dancer of rumba. I like music. I support Liverpool Football Club.
Yes.
For those who can give me congratulations. We won.
Yes,
for
Champions
41
League.
years.
Yes.
41 years I've been a member, a fan of the Liverpool Football Club.
Okay.
And I started because Johnny Barnes was the only African black man allowed to play there. On top of that, I pay school fees for some children here. I have my own 80 children grown up. Okay. The last born is 20. Audrey, she's doing law in Cambridge, first year. And that is it. The first one is 38. Miriam, she's married. And I have 9 grandchildren.
Okay.
9 grandchildren. In Britain, you know, a girl comes out and you can't stop her. In Africa, I can stop and say, go on. But most of them have gone, have read, each one has a degree and above.
Okay.
So I'm happy with that.
Yes.
And I am a family man.
Okay.
I have one wife.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, because
she's not here.
Yes,
and she's in London. She's working.
Okay.
Yes, I live in London.
Yes.
That's my permanent home. And I have a house, 1 or 2 houses back in Kampala. Yes. And that's it. That's the life. I don't think I have anything else in Kenya.
Yes.
I have waited for people to welcome me.
Yes.
And maybe say make me a citizen, but
not yet.
It's not yet. But if it comes my way, I will have it and add on what citizenship I have.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, actually we've run out of time, but indeed, thank you so much for coming. That was David Matsanga, an advocate and a law expert, and also an advocacy or
Pan-African.
Yes.
An activist.
An activist. It's better. Activist is better. And also a journalist, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And
Investigative.
Yes. Thank you so much. That's this week edition of Engine Behind the Power.